Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paul, and I am a nerd, and you are here for the July 2015 Worldox Virtual User Group meeting, where you are lucky enough to be attending one of those bugs virtual user group meetings where we talk about new features in Worldox GX4. And today we're talking about the new QuickSave, the ultimate save for the lazy person, and the new Outlook integration that directly integrates things that you used to have to create manually. I'm going to talk about that. Mary Jo is going to talk about the new QuickSave. But before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. This thing right here that you are looking at, this big thing here, is the GoToWebinar control panel. If you are still seeing that, you can get rid of it by clicking this button here that looks like a arrow pointing to the right. That will cause this entire thing to slide right off the right-hand side of the screen, which you will probably want to do because I'm guessing that it's covering up part of my screen and you don't want to see all of that. Now, once that happens, if you want to get it back, this button will turn into an arrow that points to the left once you clear the control panel off the screen. And clicking that arrow that points to the left will cause it to come right back onto the screen, where you can type a question here and hit the send button, and Leanne, our humble and prompt moderator, will recognize immediately, since she's prompt, that you have a question, but she will wait until the opportune time to interrupt Mary Jo and myself and ask your question for you. Now, if either of us get off track, or maybe we didn't understand the question, or maybe you have follow-up questions, just type them here and just keep remembering to hit send, and Leanne will keep interrupting Mary Jo or myself at the opportune time and keep us on the right track. Now, every once in a while it happens. We're always excited when it does. If you're not feeling shy, press this button. It looks like a hand with an arrow pointing upward in front of it. By doing that, you will raise your hand, and Leanne she'll do the same thing. She'll recognize that you have a question. She'll interrupt Mary Jo or myself at just the right time. But what she'll do then is she'll unmute your microphone, and we'll leave that microphone unmuted until we are done answering your question. So if we get off track, if you have follow-up questions, just talk to us, because at that point, that's what you're doing. You're talking to us and we're answering your question. So, without further ado, I'm going to press several magic buttons and get us out of this little opening segment, and take Mary Jo over to Word, where she can show you the new QuickSave.
Okay, I'm going to actually just begin a brand new document here. So I'm just going to, oops, I didn't want to open. Doggone it, I knew I was going to do something silly. Let's get over here. Let's go to File and New. There we go. So I'm going to just get a brand new blank document, like I was typing a document here. And we were just calling these our nice test documents. So we'll just call this Test Doc 2. And I type my document, I'm ready to save it. And traditionally, when you're going to save something, you would either hit your Save button or you do a File and a Save As. And if I did that, I'm just going to do a Save As. It pops up my regular Worldox profile and lets me go ahead and profile this document. So it has a description of whatever I want to type in here. I'd have to go over to Client Files. I'd have to pick my client and fill in all of this information to save the document. And maybe I don't have a lot of time to do that. Maybe I just need to get this document into Worldox. I don't want to mess with it. I'll worry about filling out this profile information later. That is where...
Or Mary Ann will worry about filling out that profile.
Or your assistant or whoever can fill it out later. The idea is I just want to be able to save this and move on, because I've got a lot of stuff to do, and I'll worry about who it goes to and what I have to do with it later. This version of Worldox has come out with what they call the QuickSave button. And right here on the on the toolbar up at the top, there's a little green square button, and that is the QuickSave button. Now, if I click on the QuickSave button, you're going to see that just kind of pop open here, and it just went away. I didn't have to profile anything. It just went into Worldox all by itself on a quick profile I've predefined that tells it to go into a special QuickSave profile that puts it into a QuickSave directory that I can go to later, and then I can go save that and put it under the correct client. I can move on to my next document and I can QuickSave. Again, it's all going to go into this QuickSave area that we've defined so that then I can go in and save it later. Or my assistant later on can go in and put those under all the correct clients or wherever it's supposed to go. So how did I do that? And what does it look like? So let's go into Worldox for a minute. And let's look here. Now we've created a little bookmark for our QuickSave files. So what's happened is that document has went right in here. Whoops, let me get to it there. Where? Oh, you've already got it open. Okay. There's our QuickSave. These are all the documents that we've saved in there. You can see my test doc too. And the name of the description of the document is going to take those first few lines or first few words that I have in that document and give that as the description. But it's putting it away in this little personal file here that we've created, because that's what we told the Quick Profile to do. And it's put it into this quick save area that then we've created a bookmark so I can get to it. Now I could highlight it and I can go edit the profile and I can move it to the correct client or whatever it is when I have a little more time.
Now tell them how you really feel, Mary Jo.
No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just a person that would just go ahead and put it away where it belongs to begin with. I don't think I'd jump through all the hoops, but there are times I see when you're busy and you just want to get the document off your screen. You want to make sure it's saved in Worldox and you'll worry about it later. I get that, but I'm the assistant one, so I'm always the one that has to put it away, so I guess I just want to put it where it belongs. But, yeah, I know, and then I just went ahead and did it anyway, but not quite as much as I really feel. I just gave you the little minor version of how I really feel about it. Anyway, so how do I create that quick profile? Well, there are some parameters that we have to worry about, and there's some specifics that you have to do. And I'm showing you this in Word, but understand you can set these quick profiles up for Adobe and Excel as well, and you can have these. There's that button is in all of those programs, and you'll be able to save those documents right over there the same way with the Quick Save, and you just set up a separate Quick Save profile. So I'm going to go into Word, and I'm going to just open up this document here. And if I were going to go in and just do like a regular save as, what I really want to do is just get to where I created that profile. So if I'm in this original profile, I got to save this as a different, save as a new file. There we go. In this original profiling screen, there's a little quick profile pull-out menu over here on the left. And if I click on that quick profile pull-out menu, you see I have one already over here called, it's a little pound or hashtag, QuickSave/Word. There's also, I've only created one for Word, but you would need to add one, and you would have to create a quick profile save, or I'm sorry, a pound QuickSave/Excel. And I'll show you where you can get the correct wording here later in case you forget how that should be, because it's specific. It needs to be specific so that it triggers that quick save button to do what you're telling it to. And you can tell my age, I guess, a little bit too, Paul, because I keep saying pound sign, and I know it's like a hashtag now. So I guess
started to say something about how old that made you. And,
I know. I'm out of the loop.
Having been married as long as I have, I realized that would be a bad
Probably
thing.
a bad idea. Yeah. So if I go into my quick save, you can see that I've got this set up. I'm not sure if I've got it open. Oh, I've got to right click, and I'm going to edit it. So I'm just on my quick save. I've already have it on my menu. You would be adding one, and we would be naming it how we need to, but I'm going to edit mine. And so when I come in, I've left the description blank. Now, you may want to put something in there that you'll know, to be put away or whatever. You can default your description to something if you want, or you can just leave it blank and it'll take those first few, words or first sentence out of your document as the description. I've set it up to just go into my personal files, the users, the demo, because I'm in the demo of GX4. This could be you. You can default it to you. And then we've created a subfolder called QS or QuickSave. And you can do that just by doing the drop-down. You can browse the subtable, and you can create a QS for yours as a subfolder, and you can put that into the QuickSave. And so there you have, the quick profile. I can say OK, and I'll save that, and then that will be in there, and I have one for Word. Just keep in mind, remember, hashtag QuickSave/Word. Create the quick profile the first time you save a document, and just do that by clicking on this little quick profiles on the left to get into it. That allows you then to go in and add one. You'll have this new add here. Choose which file. This might go into a client file for you. It might be in the client cabinet. I don't know. Wherever it is that you want to have all of your quick saves go to review later, you can do that. Once you've done that and you've saved it, every time you hit the quick save, it's going to follow those parameters, and it's going to move those over for you. Now I'm going to go over to Worldox again just to show you what we did once we got to that area that we set. So personal files, user demo, in the subfolder QS, we just created the bookmark. We right-clicked, we came up here, we added a bookmark to use that list, and then at the end of the day, whoever, you or your assistant, can come into this quick save area, this demo personal files, go in and say, oh, here's this test document, that goes to client XYZ. Oh, here's this is the new document file, that goes into client ABC. Whatever it is, You can then move those by editing the profile and putting where they belong at a later time.
Now, I will point out what Mary Jo worries about, and it's a valid concern. This is not a place to just save everything forever. If you did, you'd never find anything.
Right. It wouldn't have the correct names, first of all, for your description.
It's not in the right place. It's not in the right client file. This is a temporary place to very quickly save. If you've just gotten a new matter and you have to prepare 4 documents before you run into the conference room and get the client to sign them, let's say, and you don't have time to profile them and your secretary is going to profile them anyways, this is a good place for that. It's a good temporary holding place to save something quickly, hence the name QuickSave. But if you make a practice of always quick saving and never profiling it, then
you're going to have a mess.
Yeah, you're going to have a big mess.
I just see potential for a little issue, so be careful with this. It's cool, but be careful with it. And then real quick, under my help and then my contents, I'm just going over here. I'm going to type into my, I'm going to do a search right here. I just did QuickSave, and I think it's all one word there.
Yep.
I can type. And it gives me some little drop downs here. I just did QuickSave, Quick Profiles, and this will come in and give you some information. And see right here on this little first part, this little middle section here, it gives me what that should be, the hashtag QuickSave Word, hashtag QuickSave Excel, hashtag QuickSave Adobe. And you could, go in and create each of these separately, for what you need to do so that you can use them later on. And if you never use them in Excel, you don't have to, but you could. So these are all the ones if you do create others besides Word.
I will point out that if you're going to put them all in the same place, then you don't need to add the /Word/Excel or /Adobe. You just create one called hashtag QuickSave, and it will just put everything in the same place.
Yep.
The reason to use Word and Excel and Adobe is if you're going to put them in different places based on the type of file there.
Okay.
So I will admit, Mary Jo, that when Ray, who's the president of Worldox, first mentioned this at a user summit a year ago, I remember thinking, that's the stupidest thing in the world. But I do.
I didn't say that.
I do.
Ray, if you're listening to this, that was Paul's words, not mine.
Ray wouldn't take that personally. But I do see some validity to this. There are certain attorneys that if you can get them to type something, that's great. But if you need to put it away, then you need to put it away. There are others. Most of the attorneys working in a firm should be saving and profiling their own documents, and maybe they're using QuickSave to just allow them to do that at the end of the day. But I see a little bit of validity to it. It's an interesting feature to me. I'm going to talk about something that also kind of relates to QuickSaves and has also made that simpler. If you've used Worldox in the past with Outlook, you know that you can create these folders over here to represent your clients and their matters. And what you have to do is create these. You have to know how to create an email-based quick profile. But once you do, it's very cool because you can then take, I'm going to take a deleted item and I'm just going to drag it, or maybe even several deleted items. And what's cool is you just mark what you want to move into that matter, and you drag them over here. I got to do this right. And you let go of them, and they're profiled. Very, very cool. I'm going to say move as profiled, and it does it. 4 items profiled to a certain client right away. Very cool. That's been there for a while. So you guys are looking at this and going, big deal. I've seen that before. Maybe you aren't. Maybe you're looking at this and you've had GX3 for 2 years and you didn't know it could do that. It can. The difference is in GX3, you had to create these quick profiles over here, and you had to know how to do it. And for the most part, that stopped a lot of people from doing it because either they didn't know how to do it or they didn't want to constantly manage the fluidity of those profiles. I mean, think about it. Right now, today, you can think of 12 or 18 cases that you would put over there. But if you thought about it again in a month, you might have 12 of those cases gone because they're solved, they're out of your focus, and you might have 12 new cases. So it's very fluid, this list. So what Worldox did, and they call this Follow Me Favorites, and it applies in a lot of areas. Outlook is one of them. Worldox said, okay, you save a document. The minute you use a matter we're going to, I'm just going to change this. We're going to make that a favorite. So watch. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Got to get my cursor here. File, save as. I'm going to save it under a new client, one I haven't worked with in the demo system yet. And so I'm going to save as a new file. I'm going to put it in the client cabinets. And I'm going to put it in, let's see, find somebody new. S&S Metalworks. Pretty sure I have not used S&S Metalworks. And I'm going to use a certain matter, the retirement plan audit. And I'm going to call it whatever. I'm going to say it's an agreement, whatever comes up on my list here. Employment. And okay. Now watch what happens. I've just saved a document under somebody that either is totally new to me or I have not worked with before. Did you see that? Were you watching? Did you see what happened? Instantly, Worldox says, oh, got a new favorite matter. Remember, it was a retirement plan audit. There it is. I'm going to go put that in Outlook for them. That is really cool because that makes it work for you in a way that you never could get it to work for before without having to do a little bit of work. And so as you work cases and as you save documents to them, this list will change. And I can now take something for the retirement plan audit for S&S. Oops, I had to get to my deleted items. Take something for S&S or a group of somethings, and I can take them and move them right in there. Now, if I can get my cursor to work right. And bam, there they go. Move as profiled. Instantly, the minute I start working with that matter, it's instantly available in Outlook for me to profile. Now, something else, I'm going to go up here to this Worldox ribbon. And, well, maybe I'm not. We're experiencing a little bit of fun here in that our toolbars are still overlapping from GX3, which is what we still use. We ourselves have not moved to GX4 yet. So I'm just going to explain to you that there is also in Word, maybe I'll go see if I've got it in Word, and then you can see how it would work in, there is this quick find. And this should be available in Outlook. I'm just going to demonstrate it to you in Word because it works exactly the same way. I'm going to search for the word test by typing it there and hitting this button for search, and I instantly do a Worldox search for the word test. I'm not going to go into great detail about how much cooler the find results are now than they used to be because they've got everything in line right there with you. We'll talk about that in a later VUG. But the ability in Word, simply by going up to this ribbon, this Worldox ribbon right up here, and then typing something here and hitting the search for the doc ID or name or content, we'll find every document that has that word in it, whether it be because it's in the content or it's in the name or, if you were looking for it, the doc ID. That same functionality, once we get Outlook installed the right way to deal with GX4 exclusively, will also show up in the Worldox ribbon here. We just don't have it because we're kind of having a little bit of mishmash with our GX3 and GX4. So that's it. That's the new functionality that's within Outlook. This automatic creation of your quick profiles, the ability to search within the Worldox ribbon for whatever you want without having to go into Worldox, without having to leave Outlook. Those are the two new bits of Outlook integration that I wanted to show you today. Next month, Mary Jo is going to look at new ways to customize the list in the Worldox document list screen. A lot of functionality there. You just kind of saw some of the neat new search results. She's going to look more at how you can very quickly and very easily make that list exactly what you want it. And I'm going to look at the new profile screen, which I don't know if you paid any attention when we were showing you things. It's much more streamlined. There's less place to specify stuff and less extra places to go to do things. It's a much more streamlined experience. While I have you here, I want to show this. If you go out to our website, which is www.attorneycomputersystems, with emphasis on that last S right there, .com, You can see all the Worldox virtual user group meetings by simply going to videos, where you will find all of our virtual user group meetings, tabs, Practice Master, and Worldox. If we click on Worldox, what you'll see is that we've got the next month's topics and registration links already up. That happens immediately. We've got 2 places to click to register. We've got a description of what it'll be about, which I just told you. We've got the recorded versions. This one's currently in post-production. If we scroll down, here's one that's been produced and is up there on the website. So you're able to browse and view all the Worldox virtual user group meetings that we've ever had. We also have a whole bunch of other content. We have the coffee pot webinars, which maybe 30% of the time have something to do with Worldox. I do those every month. Mary Jo records 1 Worldox, 1 Tabs, and 1 Practice Master e-bite every month. And we have the Paul and Mary Jo Show, which is our longer format video that every month we release one, and every once in a while it's about Worldox. Or if you just want to search, you don't want to browse through all that stuff, just type something like, I don't know, GX4, and hit enter, and you'll find out what video content we have about GX4 specifically. So there you have it. Be sure to take advantage of all that content, and we will see you next month. Have a good afternoon. Thanks. Bye-bye.